welcome to my channel and easy step to English grammar. And all of you are aware of the fact that all the exams like Madhyamik, ICSE, CBSE, ISC, etc. are knocking at the door. They have already reached the threshold, and that is why I am going to discuss with you the most important topic, that is do as directed, that is transformation of sentences. It's the most important topic and it's the most vital part of the examination, and I have the opportunity only to deal with 5 sentences or 5 items. However, all these are the most important topics. For example, my first example, when the bell rang for the last period at 4.30, that is 4.30 p.m., so he picked up his books and ran to the headmaster's room. Turned into a simple sentence. It's a difficult task, but it is not a typical task. If you have the idea about the rules, then what will you do? You see that Bail is subject, Sami is also subject. So when there are 2 different subjects in a sentence and you are asked to combine or to make it or turn it into a simple sentence, you are at liberty to use just the most important item of simple sentence, that is absolute phrase. Remember, when the subjects are different from each other. So Bail is a subject and Swami is a subject. Then what is the rule of using absolute phrase? The bell having rung, ring, rang, rung. The bell having rung for the last period at 4:30, Swami picked up his books to run to the headmaster's room. So here you will use infinitive, to run, and here you will use the bell having rung, that is absolute phrase. Then what will be the sentence when you will turn it into simple sentence? The bell having rung for the last period at 4:30, Sami picked up his books to run to the headmaster's room. So here there are 2 grammatical rules. One is absolute phrase and the other is infinitive. Okay? And there is only one finite verb, that is picked up. Picked up is only finite verb. Now come to my second example or second sentence. He found the room locked. I have asked you to turn it into complex sentence. There is only one finite verb, that is found. Find, found. He found the room locked, and you have been asked to turn it into complex sentence, and you are at liberty to use noun clause object to the verb. He found that the room was locked. He found that the room was locked. So he found principal clause, that the room was locked, subordinate noun clause and object to the verb found. Complex sentence. And all these sentences have been taken from a story, that is the story of Swaminathan's connivance to be absent from school. Now, my third example is, as he entered the school gate, an idea occurred to him. As he entered the school gate, an idea occurred to him. And you have been asked to begin the sentence with hardly. And when you begin the sentence or start the sentence with hardly, you will have to use when. For example, hardly had he entered the school gate when an idea occurred to him. Then what is the rule of beginning the sentence with hardly? Hardly had he entered the school gate when. Hardly is always followed by when. And you know that hardly is negative adverbial followed by an auxiliary verb had. Hardly had he entered the school gate when an idea occurred to him. Clear? Now my fourth example is, father had composed a long letter to the headmaster, and you have been asked to turn it into passive voice. So here you see that a long letter is the object and the object will be the subject, and it is in the past perfect tense, had, and the past participle form of the finite verb or the principal verb. Then how will you change from active to passive? A long letter had been composed to the headmaster by father, or a long letter to the headmaster had been composed by father. There are two ways. Either a long letter had been composed to the headmaster by father, or a long letter to the headmaster had been composed by father. Okay? Now my fifth example is, mother generously suggested that Sami might stay at home, and I have asked you to use the adjective form of generously in the sentence without changing the meaning. Then how will you use generous? You will have to use mother was generous to suggest that Sami might stay at home. Mother was generous. Please write down. You may take your exercise book and pen. Mother was generous to suggest that Sami might stay at home. All these are textual grammar, and you may follow for your exam, for your Madhyamik exam, and also for practice at home. However, please subscribe my channel, and if you subscribe my channel, I shall be able to give you more and more grammatical items, and that will be helpful for your Madhyamik exam. Thanking all of you. Good night. Stay safe. Don't forget to subscribe my channel, please.